On Larry King Now, the sisters of Barely Famous, Erin and Sara Foster.
We grew up obviously in Los Angeles and around entertainment, and you look and you see sort of all the ways that you could have gone if you hadn't taken your life seriously.
You tackle girl squads this season. Well, I've never heard of it, so what is it?
Is this the first time you've heard of squad?
Correct.
Hashtag squad goals? Larry.
I don't know what you're talking about. You two are squads?
You'd probably need 3 or more, right?
Okay.
Maybe 3 or 4 more.
And what do squads do?
Okay, so it's just a group of girls.
So?
I think if you have an authentic friendship, you don't really need to, like, promote it, you know?
So you're not in the girl squad?
No.
We have a lot of friends, but I would never refer to my friend group as a squad. It's kind of that you can't sit with us mentality.
Well, you have the same mother. David's had a few wives.
He just finished his 4th marriage.
Or 5th.
Fourth, right?
He always wants to be married, like me.
He's
It's so funny. I said to him, I was like, "You're done, right? You can just hang out." And he goes, "No, I want to get married again."
But we also like our dad to be married. We want a woman taking care of him. I don't want to be changing his diapers. You know what I'm saying?
Plus, now you have sisters Gigi and Bella, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Our dad.
Well, our dad's not married
Yolanda's.
to their mom anymore.
But they're still our, yeah. We love them.
Who would win in a fight, Gigi or Bella?
Bella.
Bella's tough, and Gigi's so
Yeah, Bella would cream her.
innocent.
All next on Larry King Now. Welcome to Larry King Now. My special guests are Erin and Sara Foster. Erin is an actor and writer. Sara is an actor and erstwhile model. Together, the pair created and star in the reality show satire Barely Famous. The 2nd season airs Wednesdays at 11 p.m. on VH1, and they are the daughter of the famed musical producer David Foster.
That's right.
Wow.
What was it like growing up a Foster?
I mean, I guess it's hard to compare because we don't know what it's like to grow up anyone else.
But you have the same mother. David's had a few wives.
He just finished his 4th marriage.
Or 5th.
Fourth, right?
I believe he's looking for his 5th.
Yeah, we're looking.
He always wants to be married, like me.
He's
It's so funny. I said to him, I was like, "You're done, right? You can just hang out." And he goes, "No, I want to get married again." He loves getting married.
Is that what he said to you?
Yeah, he's ready.
Oh, wow.
Not ready, but he's.
Who
going
is
to
your
it.
mother?
So our mother is Rebecca, and out of his wives, she's probably the most low-key. She's very under the radar. She never really was interested in being kind of out in Hollywood, and
She's very shy. She's very shy.
She's
Southern woman.
she had a
She
partner
did.
for a long time, and he passed away.
Oh.
Yeah.
Were you close to him, too?
Very close. Very close.
And David, are you stay close to him?
We're very close with him.
All right, now tell me about Barely Famous, described by the New York Times as a mock reality show that lampoons reality shows. Los Angeles swag bag culture and the celebrity debutantes, Erin and Sara, might have been. What is this all about?
Well, what we were saying is kind of, so we grew up obviously in Los Angeles and around entertainment, and you look and you see sort of all the ways that you could have gone if you hadn't taken your life seriously and tried to get a real job. And so Sara, worked a lot as a model and then as an actress, and then
I didn't work a lot as a model. Let's be honest. I mean,
she got work.
I got work.
And then I was an actress for a little bit, and it really wasn't going my way, and I couldn't make a living out of it. So not that it's easy to just become a writer, but
Which is so unbelievable because she's acted in any television show you can imagine that took place between the years of 2000 and 2010. You were on those shows, but it's still not enough to put food on the table, supporting yourself.
But I really wasn't living my dream. I mean, I wasn't doing what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I was one day on a show is not, the career.
None of you were musically inclined?
No, unfortunately, that skipped us. It sucks.
Although these days you don't really have to have the best voice to have a huge career anymore as a singer, right? I mean, you can now with Pro Tools and all the things you do behind the scenes, you can kind of make anyone sound really good. But we never had the desire.
So what is Barely Famous about?
So basically, I had started a career as a writer, and I wrote on an NBC show called The New Normal that lasted for 1 season. And then after that, it's development season, right? So you go out and you try to come up with ideas and pitch them and try to sell the ideas. So I was trying to sell ideas, and I couldn't sell because it was my first development season. I wasn't really great at pitching. And then along the way, there were some networks that were reaching out to us saying, we really want to get the Foster sisters reality show.
They're the missing link in this whole crazy, family, and we were
David
like,
Foster Empire.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we just said, well, that's not something we're interested in doing. We never wanted to be on reality TV. We've obviously avoided being on reality TV when it's been in our family one way or the other. So we kind of thought there's something funny about how we are in a culture right now where everyone's trying to sell a reality show and we're just trying to not be on a reality show. What if we created these two characters of, two girls who say they would never do a reality show, so they're filming a reality show about that. That's where the seed of the idea came about. And then we kind of thought, who are these two prototypes? Like, who are two girls that you see in Los Angeles that you hate, that you can't stand, that are so obnoxious, that are so annoying? And we created these prototypes, and then we built a show around it. And, the goal was just to sort of make light of it all and make fun of it in a way that doesn't offend anyone. Or
like a female Curb.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously how we want people to view it, for sure.
That's obviously the biggest compliment.
Are you enjoying doing it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really gratifying I think there's a really important lesson that I think we've both learned, which is if something's not working, and this is something that our dad taught us, he always said, if you are continuing to try to do something that's not working, retreat and attack from a different direction. So we weren't in a place where we were happy with our careers. And I think you have to step back and you have to create content for yourself. If you're a creative person, if you have an idea, if you want to write something, if you want to film something, there's no excuse to not be creating content. You have the internet, you can write a 5-minute sketch and get an agent out of it. So
that's how you were discovered, as you signed with your managers for
writing things and putting them online. So it's been a really great process to be in control and create something that we're proud of.
Your family. You have stepsisters, right? How many stepsisters do you?
I mean, currently we don't have any.
Currently we have none, but along the way we've accumulated many. I mean, the Brandon and Brody, who you probably have met, the Jenner boys. My dad was married to their mom, and we're still really close with them. And I mean, sure, we were.
So you're linked to the Kardashians.
I guess through them.
Brody Jenner is your ex-stepbrother.
Yeah, but we were just with him. I mean, they're really close with our dad. Our dad's a really good guy, and he's obviously had a lot of stepkids come in and out of his life, and he always maintains a really good relationship with them, regardless of what happens in the marriage.
Do you ever have an all-family get-together?
We did.
We used to.
We did. A couple years ago, we all had Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Together.
It
was great.
All the mothers were there?
I think our mom was there.
There was a period of time where, so our dad, met Yolanda at her ex-husband's house. So there was already, because they were friends. So there was a time where our mom and her husband, essentially, were having Thanksgiving and Christmas at Mohammed's house, Yolanda's ex-husband, with my dad. I mean, it was like very...
It's how it should be, really. I mean, that's kind of the ideal... I mean,
you gotta make it work, right?
The ideal scenario.
You went to boarding school in Switzerland?
I did do that, yeah.
Was that good?
It was amazing.
Changed your life.
It really did change my life. I mean, you grow up in this bubble, and I was 15 years old, and I think it's awkward being 15 anywhere, but it's really hard being 15 when you're living in Malibu and you have all these pressures and expectations and you just don't know who you are. And it was really nice to go as far as I could and just figure out who I was in a safe environment.
And you're with the tennis pro, right?
Yeah, for almost 10 years.
You have children?
We have two kids. We have an 8-month-old and a 5.5-year-old. 2 girls.
Wow. Our guests are Erin and Sara Foster. More on Barely Famous and Growing Up Foster after the break. We're back with Erin and Sara Foster. Tell me what the second season of Barely Famous has in store.
Upping the stakes a little bit, right? With a second season.
Upping the stakes.
So,
can you give us a clue?
Well, I date the Dos Equis man, the most interesting man in the world. I really wanted
But
to
he's not playing the most interesting man in the world. He's playing a 70-year-old studio executive.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to do a storyline about women in Los Angeles who date a guy clearly because they're really successful and rich and not in an age bracket that they would typically date, and try to convince their friends that they are in a genuine relationship, but everyone knows it's bull. Right? Can I say that, guys?
Yeah, you can say it.
Okay, great. And Sara, as her character, is really career-focused and thinks that if you're a celebrity, it means that you sort of are all-knowing, and so you can just start a brand, and it flawlessly just sort of becomes a billion-dollar company.
Wow. And you recently teased the scene from your show with Chelsea Handler.
Yeah.
Tell me how that came about.
You know, Chelsea, first season, we really, we wanted to populate the show with celebrities, obviously, to give it the feel that you're really in this bubble. So season 1, we asked a lot of favors. We asked our friends to come on and support. We had ideas for all of them and gave them really no option. Second season was a different story because we had season 1 in the can and people liked it. So Chelsea Handler was someone that I didn't really know. I saw her at a party. I obviously know of her and I'm a huge fan of hers. And we started talking and she said, by the way, I love your show. And I was shocked that she had seen it. And I kind of made a joke and said, well, we'd love to have you, season 2, thinking that she would go, oh, okay. And she said, great, I'd love to. Just let me know. But people talk all day long, especially in Hollywood, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
And I thought, yeah, okay, fine. And then when it came down to it, we called her and she showed up. And not only did she show up, but she made it so easy for us.
She was great.
You got Courtney Cox coming.
Courtney Cox was season
Hudson.
1. Kate Hudson.
Jessica Alba.
Yeah, we had her
Nicole
season
Richie.
1 too. Yeah.
Yep. Got good people.
Chris Martin.
Chris Martin comes on this year. He's
Mila Jovovich.
He's really funny. Chris Martin is very funny.
He is very funny.
Yeah. It was exciting.
Zach Braff. I mean, we got a lot of
That's
great
tremendous.
Yeah, we got some great people.
Yeah, you maybe. We would love
You
to
know
have
what?
you.
We need you to come on our show.
We would
got
love
it.
that.
Okay.
I would love to
We
do
would
it.
love it.
Great.
Love David. I would love to do it. Love
Okay.
meeting you.
Awesome.
Okay.
See, now, I mean
This
it.
is a verbal contract.
I mean it.
You're on camera committing to it.
I mean it. I will be happy to do it.
Great.
Okay, thank you.
It's 300,000 you paid?
That's our budget for the
that-
whole episode.
Yeah.
So we'll just shoot it here if you don't mind. And it'll
The whole
just
thing
be
here.
Just keep this and it'll go in. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe we can shoot at your
Oh,
house.
I will absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Your wife could be in it. We'll make it a whole thing.
Now, what is David Foster really like as a dad?
It's a really good dad.
He's
He calls me every day.
he calls every day.
Sarah ignores most of his phone calls.
I ignore a lot of the phone calls. Well,
Why?
no, it's I'm not great with the phone. But my dad is he's a good dad.
Did it annoy you that he married a lot?
Look, it's not ideal. I think that the intention of any family is to stay together. And anytime you bring new elements in and new people, everyone has a different agenda and a different expectation of what that family should be like. So obviously, when you have a new woman in the picture, she's going to raise her children differently than he's going to raise his kids. And then our mom is, there's a lot of moving parts. And I think, it's for sure, it's a big reason why I haven't gotten married yet. I'm 34 almost. And it's sort of like a terrifying thought when you watch so many marriages break down and come back
How
together.
old were you when they broke up?
5 and 3.
Yeah, I was 3. She was
But we grew up living with our mom. You know, when parents get divorced, you kind of usually stay with the mom.
But was
So-
David a good father during that period?
Yeah, I think when we were young,
Yeah.
he was very busy, and he did live with his wife at the time and her 2 boys. We didn't. I didn't live with him past the age of 3, so I think it wasn't perfect. You know, it wasn't
Yeah.
perfect, but
as an adult, when I think you kind of need your parents the most, I know for me, the relationships I have with my mom and dad now as an adult and as a parent, it's the most valuable relationship you can have.
Yeah.
So I appreciate our relationship today far more.
When they ask my kids what's it like to be the children of Larry King, they said they don't know any other life.
Yeah.
So we don't know what to say to it.
yeah, I think also as you become an adult and as you grow up, you have to let your parents off the hook a little bit, because I think you
We're also
have
doing the best we
you
can.
have someone on a pedestal and you want them to be all-knowing and perfect and know exactly how to love you the way you need to be loved, and everyone's doing the best they can, you know. So our dad made mistakes when we were kids, and as an adult, we have conversations with him. And if you have a parent just communicate with you and say, like, I messed up, I didn't do that right, and I want to make up for it now, you kind of have to have a clean slate and start over. Because for me, certainly, I said to him, I don't want to spend the rest of our lives punishing you for mistakes you made when we were kids. You got to move on, and
Yeah.
you have to just like have a friendship as adults.
But we also like our dad to be married. We want a woman taking care of him. I don't want to be changing his diapers. You know what I'm saying? I want a woman to be there for him.
He's not there yet, but
He's not there yet.
You know,
but
soon.
you want a woman to take care of your father.
Sure.
I mean, that's what we want for him.
Up next, Erin and Sara on sexism, secret talents as well. Stay with us. We're back with Erin and Sara Foster. They're the co-stars of Barely Famous. They're the creators of it. They are it. Barely Famous in the 2nd season, Wednesdays, 11 p.m. on VH1. You're both in your 30s.
Ugh,
Do you
Larry,
deal with...
I told you to say 20.
30s is, what are you kidding? 30s is the new 10.
That's true. That's true.
You tackle girl squads this season. What is girl squads? What is it?
Well, we have a problem with it. I mean, we have a...
Listen, I think social media has become sort of bragging rights for your life, and a lot of people use it as a way to make other people jealous of what you have and that they don't have. And I just don't think it's a smart way to use social
Well, I've never heard of it, so what is it?
Is this the first time you've heard of squad?
Correct.
Hashtag squad goals? Larry.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Larry, are you on Instagram?
I guess I am.
Right, you are. Someone's on Instagram for you.
Right.
Okay, so girl squads are basically you and your girlfriends post a picture and you say that this is your squad. It's just like
You two are squads?
you'd probably need 3 or more, right?
Okay.
Maybe 3 or 4 more.
And what do squads do?
Okay, so it's just a group of girls.
So?
So it's just sort of there's a thing called squad goals is basically when someone wishes that they were a part of your friend group. And it kind
I hear it's very popular,
It's
right?
very popular, yeah.
But not with you.
No, I just think that a lot of women tend to use their friendships as a way to sort of further their own career and their status, and we don't really pick our friends based on what we can get
What
from
they can
them.
do for, yeah.
I think that you just, I think if you have an authentic friendship, you don't really need to like promote it, you know?
Yeah.
So you're not in the girls' squad?
No.
We have a lot of friends, but I would never refer to my friend group as a squad. It's kind of that you can't sit with us mentality. And I love making new friends. You make new friends all the time. It's not about...
I know the Girl Scouts.
Yeah, right.
The Girl Scouts is more like a survival thing. It's
Right.
like the cookie. There's not a lot of cookies in the Girl Scouts.
No.
Sisters can fight. Do you two fight?
Yes, we do fight a lot.
We fight, but we recover quickly.
Well, you have to.
You have to.
Because you're working together.
Yeah.
Season 1 was tough, certainly.
The sisters don't have filters with each other. You know, nothing is off limits. In a working environment, you hold your tongue. That's what you do, or you're not going to get past it. Sisters,
She's had one guy for a long time.
Yeah, that's true. I've had
You get
so
involved
many.
in who
She's had
she dates?
hundreds.
Yeah.
Hundreds?
Hundreds?
No, probably not.
I mean, not hundreds.
Less than
but
100.
less than 100.
Have you ever been close to getting married?
I've never been engaged. I have been in long relationships where we talk about it, but I haven't been in a relationship where we almost got married, no.
Have you been in love?
Yeah.
Yes, I've definitely been in love. But I think the mistake I made, or I guess, I mean, you have to just accept it, it is what it is. But my 20s were really about being in relationships, and I kind of lost myself in them, and I didn't really start being so career focused till the end of my 20s. And that's
fell in love with writing.
A big regret of mine. So I really started focusing on my work when I was about 27, 28, and I'm still sort of riding that wave and enjoying it, and it's kind of intimidating wanting to have a big career and also wanting to be great in a relationship because you have to be very present in both at the same time.
What do your parents think of the show?
They love it.
Our dad's like, Rolling Stone is interviewing you? I have 37,000 Grammys, and I've never been asked once to be... He's like, they're interviewing you girls? Like,
They're really proud.
No, he's
We're
happy.
going to play a little game of If You Only Knew.
Okay.
What's a guilty pleasure of yours?
The Bachelor.
God, a guilty pleasure. I wish I had time for a guilty pleasure. Like all those HGTV renovation shows. I could.
Childhood celebrity crush.
Rob Lowe.
Oh, God. Oh, wait, New Kids on the Block, the entire band.
Yes.
New Kids
All
on
of
the-
them.
Yeah, I'm with that too.
Something the other is embarrassed to admit she enjoys.
Ooh. Oh. What are you embarrassed?
Throw you
Should
under the
we
bus right
We're
now.
gonna bust each other
Should we
so
just
bad.
plead the fifth for each other?
I mean, Sarah secretly just loves plastic surgery. Do you want to be honest about it?
Yeah, I've had from head to toe. Is what.
Come on.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know what.
She's a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
Lady. Don't believe a word she says.
If your sister could trade places with someone for a day, who would it be? Who do you think she'd trade places?
Tina Fey.
Yeah, that'd be a great one.
Who would she trade places?
You would trade places with America Federer. She has a great life.
Great life.
A
Great
family
life.
member other than each other you turn to for advice.
Our youngest sister, Jordan.
Yeah, our younger sister Jordan for sure. And
Both
my
of
dad.
you would turn to your younger
Oh no, she
sister?
would turn to our younger sister. I mean, you guys.
I would gotta go to Jordan or my dad. He gives very harsh advice, but at least it's real.
Very real.
Now you have sisters Gigi and Bella, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Our dad.
Well, our dad's not married
Yolanda's.
to their mom anymore.
But they're still our. Yeah, we love them.
Who would win in a fight, Gigi or Bella?
Bella.
Bella's tough, and Gigi's so
Yeah, Bella would
so
cream
innocent.
her.
What's the biggest upside to fame?
I mean, I don't really know yet. I'm not famous, but I think the upside
You
to
have a
fame.
famous name.
I think the upside to fame is having a platform to say whatever it is that you care to say, whether that's a cause that you're passionate about, or it's a voice you want to bring to the table, or women in comedy. I think like it's a really great time for women to be funny and feel attractive at the same time and be able to do it all. I feel like women used to feel like you had to be in a category of being hot and dumb and quiet or being loud and funny and ugly. And now you get to be whatever you want to be. And I think that's a really great time for us.
How do you view it, Sarah?
Gosh, how could I say it any better than her?
You probably couldn't.
I probably could.
What do people get wrong about Los Angeles?
Oh, you know, people talk about Los Angeles like there's no culture. We were on a talk show once where we referred to our show being about LA culture, and we quickly got schooled on that. And I disagree. LA has a lot of culture, and I'm proud to be from here. And you know, when people like to look down at it, I'm like, you know what? Hail New York, hail LA too. I'm proud to be from LA.
Yeah.
Tell me an embarrassing story about her.
Oh Lord. I'm already red.
Sarah already is going to hate this. No, I just mean any story I'm going to have.
An embarrassing story?
Sarah, oh God, where do I start? Larry, can I do another segment just on this?
Give me one quick thing.
Okay, Sarah, when we were little, she was very vain. And she needed a lot of attention.
Are you going to tell the photo shoot story?
Yes.
Oh,
So,
Erin.
Sarah, basically, we had, like a Polaroid camera. No, what's the disposable camera? And Sarah was like, let's take modeling pictures of each other. You can do the first half of the film of me, and then I'll do the second half of you. I was like, great. So I take the first 16 photos of Sarah, and she's like sprawled out on the bed, and she's like, I don't know what she's wearing. She's 11 years old. It's very inappropriate. And we got to the 16th picture, and we did it, and she had a whole photo shoot, and I was like, okay, it's my turn. And she was like, you think I'm gonna take your picture? That's so embarrassing. Get a life. And then she just made me develop the pictures of Sarah, and I never got my photo shoot.
What can you tell about her?
Embarrassing story about Erin? I wouldn't want to do that to you.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I don't.
So nice.
I wouldn't.
What's something people don't know about you?
Something about, I'm very athletic. I am very, very,
and
very.
you're very into international politics. Sarah is actually very.
I love that people are surprised by that. Yeah. That would be something.
Well, I mean, it is surprising. You don't have to be. You
Are you
choose to be.
supporting anyone in the current political race?
I am a Democrat. So
And you?
I will support.
Well, I'm a very liberal person, and I'm a big Bernie Sanders fan. However,
feel the burn.
I will vote for Hillary when she is nominated.
Yeah.
Sarah and Erin are answering your questions in our final segment. And don't forget, Wednesday nights at 11 p.m. on VH1, Barely Famous. We'll be right back. We're back with Erin and Sara Foster, the Fosters. The daughters of David Foster. And the stars of Barely Famous. Sarah, you recently spoke about gun control, saying we need to take steps to eliminate access to military weapons. Why do you think we don't? It's kind of crazy. Why would anyone need
It's
an
beyond
AR-15?
me. It's actually beyond me. And anytime you go on social media and you voice your opinion, you get. I am shocked by the people that nail you for saying it. I'm not trying to take your guns away. God forbid. God forbid. I'm not trying to take your guns away, but I do not believe that people should have access to guns with multiple magazines. I mean, why?
Look at the recent wave of shootings.
This is crazy. I mean,
it's really hard to watch for sure, and it's really strange how. To me, I think that there's a lot of issues that are confusing why they're political at all. I think that 10 years ago we were having this conversation about the environment and global warming, and it became a political issue. We're all human beings on the same planet. They shouldn't be liberal issues or conservative issues. Gun control, to me,
this is a bipartisan issue. This is a bipartisan issue. This is not Republican, Democrat. This is humanity here.
Because a gun doesn't give a shit if you're a Republican or a Democrat. Yeah. You're going to die either way.
The only way to get gun control?
Yes.
Some maniac shoots up Congress.
Yeah, exactly. And
or one of their children, God forbid.
Yeah.
I mean, then
how
maybe
people become very passionate about something that directly affects them. I think it's really important to care about things that don't directly affect you, or else, nothing can change.
A couple of questions from social media. Juggernaut 525. Where can I get my wife those amazing outfits that you two wear?
Well, my best friend and our stylist, Jamie Schneider, is here with us today, and she styles us, and she does a great job, and she can tell them where to get
She goes around and picks out things?
Yeah. She goes and picks. Sarah likes to send pictures. Yeah.
I send pictures, yeah.
Yep.
And her name is what?
Jamie
Schneider.
Okay.
Jamie.
Larry, she can style you. Do you have a stylist?
Who's your stylist?
Are you in the market?
Do you dress yourself?
Yeah.
You do?
Oh, good for you.
My suspenders and shirts.
Yeah, you pick out your own shirts?
Oh, no. Sometimes
your wife helps you.
Another job lost for Jamie.
My wife has, Vivian comes to the house. And
right.
At Gotta Tell Tweets, when is the movie Erin wrote coming out?
Oh.
Yes, I wrote a movie for Universal last year that was supposed to be written for Meryl Streep. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's an up-and-coming actress. And I don't know what the status is of it. It's frustrating because you write a movie for someone and they think it's going to be the next thing. It's going to go right into production, and then a year goes by and you can't get anyone to return your phone call.
The hardest thing in the world is to get a movie made.
Yeah. It's, I mean, listen, it's there's at every, here's what I try to do. At every stage that you have an accomplishment, you have to take it as a win, because if you keep waiting for the next step, it might not happen. So for me, getting hired to write a movie from Universal felt like a win, and then having whatever it is, Meryl Streep's agent liking it, that's a win. If it doesn't get made, it doesn't get made.
Mark Zizzle wants to know why you won't let him be on your show.
Great question, Mark.
Well, Mark, send your reel. Send your...
We'll have him on.
Yeah.
You know what, he can come on.
He could play one of your love interests.
Great.
Because there's a lot of those.
Great.
You wrote for The New Normal. Will you write for TV again?
I will say that writing someone else's show is not as fun as writing your own show. And now that I've gotten a taste of creating my own content, it's sort of addicting. And if I can ride this wave as long as I can, I will. If I stop getting to get my own show,
we'll be back on that casting couch.
Then I will do whatever it takes to get my health care.
Doesn't being a mother come first with you now?
It does. It does. It has to. I mean, it sure does. There was just recently a role, you know, that we were talking about that would take me to Vancouver for a few months. I was like, my kid starts school in September. She's enrolled. It's paid for. It's where she's going to go. It's not really a possibility. And I don't have live-in nannies. You know, I've never lived that way.
Is David a good grandpa?
He's the best grandpa.
He really is so
Both
good.
of our parents say, they're like, listen, we really love you and we loved you growing up, but the feeling that we now have for our grandchildren is...
And like most grandparents or most grandfathers,
he puts in the work though.
They want to have like a nanny with them. They want to have the mom with them or something. Our dad comes over and he goes, I'm taking my granddaughter to dinner.
He won't even let me go.
And I don't want you to come. I just want to be alone with her. He takes her on date nights all the time. It's really sweet.
I think he uses her though to get girls sometimes.
Yeah.
Though. I'm not going to lie.
It's a chick magnet.
It's such a chick magnet. I think...
The late Larry Gelbart was a great comedy writer, and I saw him crossing the street once with his 3-year-old granddaughter on his shoulder. And he said to me, you know why granddaughters and grandparents get along so well? They have a common enemy.
That's a really good...
That is really... And they get to give them back. Right? They get to take them out, and
You
then they... Yeah.
Thank you both. You're
Thank you so
dolls.
much, Larry.
Thank you very much.
For having me.
Thanks to our guests, Erin and Sara Foster. Barely Famous airs Wednesdays, 11 p.m. on VH1. And as always, you can find me on Twitter at King's Things. And I'll see you next time.